Journey into Elon Musk's world begins at a high-end seafood restaurant in Silicon Valley. The author, Ashley Vance, sits with a gin and tonic, waiting for Musk, who arrives late, dressed in designer jeans and a plaid shirt. Musk, broad-shouldered and imposing, enters not with bravado but with a sheepish demeanor. Their dinner is more than a meal, it's a negotiation. Musk, initially unwilling to cooperate with a biography, reconsiders after Vance's persistence. Over fried lobster and steak, they discuss everything from public relations to Musk's fears about artificial intelligence. The conversation is intense, revealing Musk's need for control and his drive to set the record straight. By the end, Musk agrees to open his world, setting the stage for an unprecedented look into his life and companies. Understand Musk, one must visit SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California. Their two giant posters of Mars hang. One shows the barren red planet, the other a terraformed world with oceans and greenery. Musk's vision is clear. He wants to make humanity a multiplanetary species. For him, solving sustainable energy and colonizing Mars are not just ambitions, but necessities for the survival of human consciousness. Even as he discusses these grand plans, he's eating ice cream, a reminder of his quirky humanity. Musk's willingness to tackle the impossible has made him a legend in Silicon Valley, admired by peers and emulated by entrepreneurs. Yet outside this bubble, he's seen as polarizing, a dreamer, a disruptor, and sometimes a source of controversy. Musk's ambitions once seemed like techno-utopian fantasy, but by 2012, the results were undeniable. SpaceX successfully sent a capsule to the International Space Station and brought it back, while Tesla's Model S stunned the automotive world. These achievements forced even skeptics to take notice. Musk wasn't just talking about changing the world, he was doing it. He also chaired SolarCity, a leading solar energy company. In a few short years, Musk had revolutionized three massive industries: space, automotive, and energy. His relentless drive and willingness to risk everything set him apart from his Silicon Valley peers, who often chased quick wins and incremental improvements. Visiting Musk Land, SpaceX's sprawling complex in Hawthorne, is a revelation. The main building, painted a striking white, houses a real rocket factory. Technicians in white coats assemble electronics, while tattooed workers blast music and build rocket engines. Tesla's design studio nearby is where the Model S and Model X took shape. Outside, a futuristic Tesla charging station sits beside an infinity pool. The energy is palpable, hundreds of people working in sync, all driven by Musk's vision. He moves through the factory with authority, inspecting prototypes and making decisions on the fly. Employees rush to update him, and he processes information rapidly, always pushing for improvement. Musk's leadership style is intense and hands-on. He expects his employees to keep up with his rapid thought process and high standards. Conversations with Musk are filled with purpose and pressure. He rarely engages in small talk. His South African accent and scientific mindset make him both charming and challenging. Over time, he opens up, revealing layers of humor and warmth, but always with a sense of mission. Like many CEOs surrounded by handlers, Musk navigates his domain independently, commanding respect and attention wherever he goes. Early 2000s in Silicon Valley were a time of excess and ambition. The dot-com boom fueled wild parties, all-nighters, and a culture obsessed with quick riches. People believed they were inventing the future, but when the bubble burst, the region fell into a deep malaise. Venture capital dried up, and innovation slowed. Companies shifted from building groundbreaking products to chasing easy money through ads and apps. The Valley's best minds were now focused on making people click ads, a far cry from the era of transformative inventions. Physicist Jonathan Huebner noticed a troubling trend. The pace of world-changing inventions was slowing. He compared innovation to climbing a tree. Humanity had already reached the main branches, and now we were left refining old ideas. His research showed fewer patents per person and fewer major breakthroughs. Venture capitalist Peter Thiel echoed this sentiment, lamenting that instead of flying cars, we got 140 character tweets. The optimism of science fiction had faded, replaced by a sense that technology was no longer changing the world for the better. While Silicon Valley played it safe, Musk took the opposite approach. After selling his first company, Zip2, and making millions from PayPal, he moved to Los Angeles and invested nearly all his fortune into SpaceX, Tesla, and SolarCity. He bet on building complex physical products, rockets, cars, and solar panels, when most were chasing software and finance. Musk's companies aim to rethink entire industries, making things from scratch and challenging conventional wisdom. His willingness to risk everything set him apart as a true innovator. SpaceX's competition isn't just other companies, it's entire nations and the US military-industrial complex. Musk's goal is to make space travel cheaper and more reliable, testing reusable rockets that can land back on Earth. If successful, this technology could revolutionize the industry and make the US a leader in space once again. But the stakes are high, and Musk has made powerful enemies. He jokes that his family fears the Russians might assassinate him, a testament to the disruptive potential of his work. Tesla and Musk set out to change not just cars, but the entire automotive ecosystem. Rejecting hybrids as compromises, Tesla focused on all-electric vehicles that people would desire. The company sells cars directly to consumers, bypassing traditional dealerships, and built a network of solar-powered supercharging stations. Tesla's approach challenges entrenched interests and aims to create a futuristic, sustainable transportation system. Musk's vision combines the ambition of Henry Ford with the reach of John D. Rockefeller. Musk's influence extends to energy through SolarCity, the largest installer and financer of solar panels in the US. As chairman, he helped the company undercut traditional utilities and become a major player in clean energy. While many cleantech ventures failed, SolarCity thrived, adding to Musk's growing industrial empire. His companies now employ tens of thousands and have incumbents scrambling to keep up. Musk's net worth soared, but his focus remained on transformative change. Unites Musk's ventures is a sweeping, almost audacious goal, making humanity multiplanetary. This vision gives his companies a sense of purpose and urgency. Employees know they're working towards something bigger than profits. They're trying to achieve the impossible. Musk's relentless drive, sometimes abrasive management style, and high expectations are all part of this larger mission. Some employees love him for it, others find it exhausting, but nearly all respect his unwavering commitment. Musk's life is as intense as his work. He splits his time between SpaceX in Los Angeles and Tesla in Silicon Valley, flying back and forth each week. He doesn't own a home in Northern California, often staying with friends or at hotels. He shares custody of his 5 sons and juggles business, family, and a relentless travel schedule. Even his downtime is dramatic: camping trips, costume parties, and elaborate birthday celebrations. Musk's energy seems boundless, but he admits that his tough childhood may have prepared him for this pace. Musk does relax, he does so in style. For his 30th birthday, he rented a castle in England for a night of hide-and-seek. Another party in Paris involved bicycling through the city and riding the Orient Express. His themed parties, like a Japanese steampunk event in New York, are legendary, featuring performances, sumo wrestlers, and even knife-throwing acts. These celebrations are designed to help Musk escape the pressures of work and heal from past traumas. But even then, he's never far from his next big idea. Despite the occasional party, Musk is almost always working. On weekends, Tesla's offices are filled with engineers, and Musk's laughter echoes through the halls. He expects his team to match his intensity, lamenting when fewer people show up on Saturdays. His use of strong language and blunt feedback is legendary, but it's all part of his drive to push boundaries and achieve the extraordinary. Musk's approach divides opinion. Some adore him, others are frustrated, but no one doubts his commitment. Musk's integration of software, electronics, and advanced materials sets him apart. He's not just building companies, he's creating new models for innovation. His ability to merge atoms and bits, to turn big ideas into real products, is reminiscent of Thomas Edison. Musk employs thousands in American factories, reviving industries many thought were lost. His relentless pursuit of ambitious, long-term goals offers a blueprint for Silicon Valley to move beyond quick wins and incrementalism. Elon Musk's journey began in Pretoria, South Africa in 1971. From a young age, he was fascinated by technology and space. At 12, he designed a video game called Blaster, earning his first $500 and hinting at his future ambitions. Musk's childhood was shaped by the turbulence of apartheid and a culture that valued toughness and conformity. As a reserved, bookish outsider, he dreamed of escaping to a place where his ideas could flourish: America. Musk's family history is filled with adventure. His maternal grandfather, Joshua Haldeman, was a chiropractor and pilot who moved his family from Canada to South Africa, flying across continents in a single-engine plane. The Haldemans embarked on daring journeys, searching for lost cities and surviving encounters with wild animals. This spirit of exploration and risk-taking left a lasting mark on Musk, who grew up hearing stories of near-death experiences and bold adventures. Elon's mother, May, was a math-loving model who became a finalist for Miss South Africa and later successful dietitian. His father, Errol, was an engineer involved in major construction projects. The couple's marriage was complicated, but they provided a privileged upbringing for Elon and his siblings, Kimball and Tosca. Elon's early years were marked by curiosity, intelligence, and a tendency to drift into deep thought, sometimes mistaken for hearing problems. From a young age, Musk displayed an extraordinary ability to visualize complex concepts. He could see images in his mind with the clarity of engineering drawings, allowing him to process relationships between objects and numbers intuitively. This mental graphics chip helped him excel in science and technology, setting the foundation for his later innovations. Musk's compulsion to read was legendary. He devoured books for hours each day, often losing himself in encyclopedias and science fiction. Musk's voracious reading and encyclopedic memory made him a know-it-all in the eyes of his peers. He often corrected others, which didn't endear him to classmates. Despite his mother's efforts, Elon struggled to make friends, finding solace in books and family. His siblings and cousins became his closest companions, and he took on the role of instigator in their adventures. Life at home was comfortable, but the family's eventual breakup brought new challenges. After his parents' divorce, Elon chose to live with his father, Errol, a decision that puzzled his mother. Life with Errol was intense and emotionally challenging. Both Elon and his brother Kimball described those years as psychologically difficult, shaping their resilience and drive. Despite material comforts and practical lessons in engineering, the emotional environment was tough. Elon's family avoids discussing details, but it's clear those experiences left a deep mark. At age 10, Elon encountered his first computer in a Johannesburg electronics store. Instantly captivated, he convinced his father to buy a Commodore VIC-20. He taught himself programming, completing a 6-month course in just 3 days. Despite his father's skepticism, Elon saw computers as the future. He quickly moved from games to creating his own software, laying the groundwork for his later ventures in technology and entrepreneurship. Elon's entrepreneurial spirit emerged early. He led his brother and cousins in ventures like selling Easter eggs and building homemade rockets. They experimented with explosives, raced dirt bikes, and even tried to start a video arcade. These adventures, sometimes risky, were formative experiences, teaching Musk about business, risk, and leadership. The cousins' bond would later lead to real business partnerships in adulthood. School was a battleground for Musk. He endured relentless bullying, including a brutal attack that left him hospitalized. For years, he was targeted by gangs, isolated by his interests, and betrayed by friends under pressure. These experiences were deeply painful, but they also forged Musk's resilience and determination. Eventually, a growth spurt and a move to a better school improved his situation, but the scars of those years remain. Despite social struggles, Musk excelled academically in subjects that interested him, especially physics and computers. He joined an experimental computer program, learned multiple programming languages, and wrote stories inspired by science fiction. Musk's approach to school was pragmatic. He focused on what was necessary to achieve his goals, often ignoring subjects he deemed irrelevant. His ambition to leave South Africa and pursue greater opportunities grew stronger each year. At 17, Musk left South Africa for Canada, using his mother's ancestry to secure citizenship. He spent a year working odd jobs across the country, from farming to cleaning boiler rooms. These experiences taught him resilience and adaptability. Eventually, his family joined him in Canada, and Musk enrolled at Queen's University. The move was both an escape from a troubled environment and a step toward his dream of reaching America. Queen's University, Musk's determination and curiosity stood out. He and his brother Kimball cold-called interesting people for lunch meetings, building a network of mentors and advisors. Musk's intensity and work ethic were evident. He once expressed a wish to eliminate eating to work more. He also began a relationship with Justine Wilson, a fellow student who would later become his first wife. College provided Musk with an environment where his ambition was respected and nurtured. Musk's competitive nature was clear in college. He excelled in academics, often going the extra mile to earn perfect scores. His relationship with Justine was marked by both romance and rivalry as they pushed each other to achieve more. Musk's persistence in both personal and academic pursuits foreshadowed the relentless drive he would bring to his future companies. Queen's and later the University of Pennsylvania, Musk found peers who shared his intellectual interests. He bonded with fellow students over strategy games and late-night discussions about technology and the future. Musk's ambition grew. He studied business and physics, competed in public speaking, and began to articulate his vision for the internet, renewable energy, and space. These college years were formative, helping Musk refine his goals and build confidence. Transferring to the University of Pennsylvania, Musk pursued dual degrees in economics and physics. He thrived among like-minded students, forming close friendships and even running a party house to pay the bills. Despite the social scene, Musk remained focused on his studies and future ambitions. He wrote business plans on solar power and ultracapacitors, demonstrating an early knack for connecting scientific advances to real-world applications. Musk's college papers reveal his long-standing interest in solar energy, electronic databases, and advanced energy storage. He envisioned giant solar arrays in space and new ways to store and deliver energy. He also proposed digitizing research documents, ideas that would later become reality in his companies. Musk's ability to blend technical mastery with business acumen set him apart, even as a student. Even in college, Musk articulated a master plan. He would focus on the internet, renewable energy, and space, 3 areas he believed would shape the future. He was determined not to be seen as opportunistic, but as someone with intent and vision. Musk's insistence on this point reflects his desire to be recognized as a true innovator, not just a lucky entrepreneur. His path was set long before he became a household name. The summer of 1994, Musk and Kimball took a road trip across America, brainstorming business ideas. The rise of the internet inspired them to consider an online network for doctors, but the idea didn't stick. Musk's internships in Silicon Valley exposed him to cutting-edge work in ultracapacitors and video games, fueling his entrepreneurial ambitions. He quickly realized that the internet was the place to make a real impact. Musk and Kimball founded Global Link Information Network, soon renamed Zip2. Their vision was to help small businesses get online, creating searchable directories tied to maps, precursor to services like Yelp and Google Maps. They started with little money, living in their office and showering at the YMCA. Musk did all the coding, while Kimball led sales. Early days were tough, but their persistence paid off as the company grew. Zip2 expanded. The Musk brothers hired a diverse team, including a South Korean intern who worked for room and board. They relied on old-fashioned salesmanship to convince businesses of the internet's value. Investors were impressed by Musk's dedication. He often slept on a beanbag in the office. The company's first big break came with venture capital funding, allowing them to hire top engineers and scale up their operations. New funding, Zip2 shifted its focus to selling software to newspapers, helping them build online directories for real estate, autos, and classifieds. The influx of talent brought new challenges. Musk's self-taught coding style clashed with experienced engineers, and he struggled to adapt to a more structured environment. Despite these hurdles, Zip2 landed major clients like the New York Times and Hearst Corporation, solidifying its place in the emerging internet economy. Musk's time at Zip2 was a crash course in leadership. He learned that not everyone shared his assumptions or pace, and that managing a team required more than technical skill. His confrontational style sometimes alienated colleagues, but he gradually adapted, realizing the importance of communication and empathy. These lessons would shape his approach in future ventures, making him a more effective, if still demanding, leader. Zip2's success brought financial rewards and new opportunities. The company attracted $50 million in additional funding and moved into larger offices. Musk and Kimball upgraded their cars, and the team celebrated their achievements. Yet, Musk remained restless, eager to push the company toward direct consumer services. His vision often clashed with the board's more conservative approach, foreshadowing future battles for control. 1998, Zip2 announced a merger with competitor CitySearch, but the deal fell apart amid financial and cultural differences. The failed merger led to leadership changes. Musk lost his chairman title, and a new CEO was brought in. The experience was frustrating for Musk, who felt sidelined in his own company. He vowed never to give up control again, a lesson that would influence his future ventures. Despite setbacks, Zip2's fortunes turned when Compaq offered $307 million in cash for the company. The board accepted, and the team celebrated with a huge party. Musk and Kimball walked away with millions, setting the stage for their next ventures. For Musk, the experience was both validating and instructive. He had proven his ability to build a successful company, but also learned the importance of maintaining control and vision. Reflecting on Zip2, Musk recognized the need to balance technical brilliance with effective team management. He learned that fixing problems himself could undermine colleagues' productivity and morale. These insights helped Musk evolve as a leader, preparing him for the challenges of building even larger, more complex organizations in the years to come. Musk's journey from a bullied outsider in South Africa to Silicon Valley innovator is marked by relentless drive and resilience. He overcame adversity, took risks, and pursued his vision with unwavering determination. Each setback became a lesson, each success a stepping stone to greater ambitions. Musk's story is a testament to the power of persistence and the willingness to challenge the status quo. Musk's ability to integrate software, hardware, and vision has redefined what's possible in technology and industry. He's shown that bold ideas, executed with discipline and passion, can change the world. As Silicon Valley grapples with its identity, Musk's example offers a path forward, one that values long-term thinking, integrated innovation, and the courage to tackle humanity's biggest challenges. The end, it's clear, Elon Musk has created a world where the impossible feels within reach. His companies are building rockets, electric cars, and solar power systems that could transform life on Earth and beyond. Whether admired or criticized, Musk's impact is undeniable. As his ex-wife Justine put it, it's Elon's world and the rest of us live in it. Journey continues, with new challenges and opportunities on the horizon, driven by one man's relentless pursuit of a better future.